an award that commemorates the work of Worth Bingham, a 1954 graduate of Harvard College, who was also an investigative journalist as well as vice president and assistant to the publisher for the Louisville Courier-Journal. The prize honors the kind of investigative reporting Bingham valued most and the kind that he himself practiced. Stories of national significance where the public interest is ill-served due to an atmosphere of easy tolerance, as Bingham himself described it in his reporting on the nation's capital. This year's winners, Carol Marbin Miller and Audra Birch of the Miami Herald, uncovered a shocking atmosphere of easy tolerance in their Innocence Lost series, which examined how hundreds of children died in Florida over a 6-year period, victims not only of abusive or neglectful caregivers, but of a flawed Florida child welfare system. As we recognize Carol and Audra, I also want to recognize and thank Joan Bingham, Vice President and Executive Editor at Grove Atlantic, and Worth Bingham's wife, who is with us today. We were chatting earlier, and this is the 48th occasion on which we have had the privilege to give this award. And I look back at the website, and previous recipients include Seymour Hersh, Woodward and Bernstein, Dana Priest, and Ann Hull. It's been a real privilege to administer the award, and we want to extend our gratitude to the Bingham family for making it possible. I'd also want to, at this point, introduce Clara Bingham, Worth Bingham's daughter, a Harvard graduate as well, an author, filmmaker, former White House correspondent for Newsweek, who will say a few words about the award. Clara.
Thank you, James. Hi, thank you. I want to thank the Nieman Foundation for hosting this prize, which they've been doing for 5 or 6 years now, since 2008, I think. I want to thank Ellen Tuttle, who helps administer it, and it's a huge job, and the 8 judges who read 115 applications. So just when we think investigative journalism is dead, we actually got a record amount of applications, so that's really hopeful. And the other interesting thing about today is it would be my father's 83rd birthday. So, you know, we scheduled it without knowing the serendipity that it is his birthday today, May 7th. He was an investigative journalist, and he wrote a series called Our Costly Congress, which exposed bloated spending on Capitol Hill and hidden budgets. And it was something that, it was a wonderful piece, which I've read. It was about 6-part series. And his interest in investigative journalism and public service journalism, you know, he believed, as did my grandfather, who was a friend of Bill Taylor's, which is nice that the prizes are together this time, and my great-grandfather, that journalism was really about protecting the public trust. And so this prize today goes to Carol Miller and Audra Birch for one of the most stunning pieces of investigative journalism I've ever read, and I think one of the greatest pieces that this prize has ever awarded. It is probably one of the most grueling things I've read, and they have saved lives because of it. And you'll hear more about the series, but it involved gumshoe reporting of the highest order, both high tech and very human, and took a lot of guts and a lot of heart. And I'm so honored to be able to give them my father's journalism prize. So bravo.